This Just In News presents Irritus Beaver's Bombing Run.
Guess what? It's another episode of Bombing Run. All right. And we got three amazing comedians up here tonight. But first, I want to thank my co-host, Sargent at Arms, for helping me run this tech side of the game. Unfortunately, she can't fix Zoom because it became StreamYard. I don't know what happened, but my green screen is too small now, and I'm literally against the camera. I can't get much closer to the camera or it'd bite me. Thank you, Tech. I really love you, Zoom. Also, I want to introduce our judge for the night. Please welcome Judgernaut. Yay! Judgernaut. Yeah, don't fight with the judge. I'm just going to say the judge is very, I thought it was a Juggernaut, and then I found out it was a Judgernaut. So it's like they're a judge, a mutant judge. So they got like mutant powers, and now they're a mutant judge. I don't understand. They have like 6 gavels and keep running them at the same time, and it's really weird. But hey, they said they do the show, and I really appreciate it. So we're going to get to our first contestant for the night. I want to please welcome Tyler Weiszler, everybody. Woo!
Hey, you're on. I appreciate it. Good to be on Bombing Run. So the pandemic's kind of rough, hasn't it? It's been really crazy. A lot of stuff happening. Stuff's starting to slow down now. I'm a big sports fan, so I think the biggest thing for me around last year was the fact that there was possibility in those sports. They shut down all basketball. That's just. Can you imagine how it would have went had there been no sports at all this past year? I all split up into districts and we would have actually had a real 100 games. That's how bad it would have got had we not got sports this year. But the good thing is that we did get sports, and it's a good way to pass the time, especially in this pandemic. But just because you love sports doesn't necessarily correlate to you being a good coach at that particular sport. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm coaching my son's baseball league, travel league this summer. They're 10-year-olds. It's competitive, so these are the type of kids that if you give them too many participation trophies, you might turn them into sociopaths because they don't win enough. His parents paid $500+, and I was one of them. Paid $500+, and that's not counting the travel. It's not counting the hotel, the food, the equipment. And God forbid you're the one who sends your kid to practice without anything that's Under Armour related. Like, your child is now labeled as the poor kid. Like, you did that to him. Why? And I mean, at our age, we could like hide it, right? Like, because the labels weren't that prominent. Like, we could be like, oh, this is Nike. I'm rocking the Adidas, dude. Of course. No, it's all out in the open now. And we're off to a rough start right now. We're 0-4, not really going the way that the kids are hoping or I was hoping. But, I'm trying to channel, my love of sports and my love of just sports movies in general. So I'm hitting them with the motivational quotes. At the end of the last game, I was like, guys, we're here. We need to get here. And they just look at me like I'm trying to sell them life insurance. Like I'm standing there trying to channel my inner Kurt Russell and Miracle. One time, boys, you were born to be baseball players. And they're just like, is he almost done? Because I just really want to go to the swimming pool. Is it like, and I should have known better. Like, sports quotes, it's like, you can't be a good coach just because you watched Varsity Blues. You can't pretend that you're Vince Lombardi just because you've memorized Al Pacino's 1 inch at a time speech from Any Given Sunday. But, you know, we're playing until the 4th of July. And I think I can, you know, Mighty Ducks this thing around and turn them around. And I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, I think I can do this. But I started thinking about it a little bit more. It's like, I was a bench player throughout my entire high school career. I played basketball. You got the 6th man off the bench, the guy that does so well. I was the 10th man off the bench after we, you know, let our basketball team, our team manager come in and play for us. So, you know, and then like if we were up by runs or down by 5 runs in baseball, then I would come up. But I got to tell you, I'm going to try one more motivational speech and we'll see what happens. But I think that's my time, guys. So Tyler Wieseler, thank you guys. Thanks for listening.
Applause for Tyler Wieseler, guys. And Tyler, where can we find you on social media?
I'm at Wieseler_Tyler on Twitter, at WIESELER_TYLER on Twitter. I'm at the Real Ty James on Instagram, the_real_Ty James. Yeah.
That's a
it.
long
Right
one,
now.
Tyler.
Yeah.
I will try to remember all of that. What did you just say? Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler. I will try to remember. I apologize. You know, I really sucked at playing sports in school. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Dodgeball, I was the number 1 pick off. Used to pick me off number 1. I was like, hey, why are you throwing all the balls at me? Even my own team would just throw the ball at me. So that was no fun. But maybe you're not doing the right motivational speech. Maybe you should be doing the Rocky one, you know, the coach. Come on, Rocky, you can do it. Just do it some more. You know, you should do that.
I'll try that one for the next game and let you know how it goes.
Okay, so what you gotta do is get a meat locker and have them beat up some meat. And no, I guess that's not a good idea. All right. Okay. Judgernaut is done. Apparently, Judgernaut has so many hands they can write out a bunch of notes all at once. So I want to welcome our next contestant to the stage, Jessica Misra. Everybody. Woo!
Hey, how's everyone doing? A little bit about me. I'm half white and half Indian, so I take yoga very seriously. It's tough being mixed, I think, you know, like one time I got diarrhea after an Indian curry and I just like felt like a failure. I was like, I'm sorry, Dad. My dad was actually rich in India and my mom was white in America. So both of their parents thought they could do better. You know, I feel like my white grandparents were like, oh my God, an Indian? And then my Indian grandparents were like, ugh, a poor? We don't know about this one. Here's the thing. It's like my white grandparents were rural farmers in Missouri, and they thought that their daughter was better than one of India's richest men. White privilege, fine. White confidence, through the roof. Way too high. It's an all-time high. You know, any group of people that wears open-toed shoes year-round needs to be knocked down a peg. You know, sometimes people don't know I'm Indian, so they'll like make fun of Indians in front of me, which like I don't love, but it's fine. I just hate when they talk shit about Mexicans and they apologize. You know, some guys like, we should build a wall, but not your family. They seem cool.
Oh.
It's like, which one? From rural India or rural Missouri? Because, you know, I don't think either's producing a lot of Mexicans. So I'm in Chicago. I watched that Chicago Bulls documentary of The Last Dance. You guys see it? Yes. All right, very cool. I know Tyler did. Sports guy. I liked it. I thought it was really great. I think Michael Jordan might be the only man that knows what it feels like to be a pregnant woman. You know, because when it's all said and done, a man puts his arm around him and goes, "Wow, We did it. No. Jordan's like, I carried the team. Oh my gosh. People touch Michael Jordan's bald head like he's a pregnant woman in their office. Just like, wow. It's a miracle. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. Jordan's like, can you not touch my head? I'm just kidding. No one is taller than Michael Jordan. I don't know why I looked up. He's a huge man. I live in Chicago with my boyfriend. He's great. His name is Tyler Wessels. This is not a joke. I was like, at first I thought he was like here doing comedy. I was like, Tyler? Like, that would have been great. No, he's a programmer. Please give it up for me. I've done it. I've nailed it. It's great, you know, but it's a little insulting because people are like, nice programmer, good job. Now lock him down. And it's like, I'm not gonna lock him down because he's a programmer, you know? I'm not gonna lock him down because he has a good job. I'm gonna lock him down because he has trouble making eye contact with other women. All right, you just can't put a price. Programmers are the perfect men. I've said it here. I'm standing by it. Perfect men. I recently learned that spice is just pain on your tongue. I don't know if you guys know this. Basically, it's just like pain on your tongue that people seem to have like a real hard on for. Like, have you ever been at a restaurant with somebody who's enjoying spice? They're like moaning. They're like, oh, it's so nice. You're like, you're ruining this Chili's for me. And I will not bring you back. You know, it's interesting because, like, you know, you never see spice in BDSM, which I think would be a perfect place for it. You know, it's always whips and chains. It's never eat this jalapeno with the seeds. I think they want to see it. Thank you, one. I think they want to see red everywhere but your face. You know what's lame is that like there's a lot of like shame with spice there isn't with BDSM. You know, like if you order a mild curry at a Thai restaurant, people look at you like, oh my god. You know. I'm like the only Indian person in Iowa. So when I would go, they'd be like medium. I'd be like, no, I want to taste my food, please. Like, so I have to show you the tuna and cheese casserole my mom made growing up because that's what I grew up on. Oh. That's not like with BDSM, dude. Anything you have, they're like, that's awesome. You know, like, you know, no one's ever like, oh, Sarah only likes to get put on a leash. Someone would be like, hey, Sarah's white and that's how she grew up. We respect her kinks. Anyway, guys, I'm Jessica Misra. Thanks so much.
Let's give it up for Jessica Misra, everybody. And where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Jessica R. Misra, or I have a comedy news show at the Chicago Refresh. What? We just rip off SNL. So it's very fun.
SNL. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. My great my gosh, you know, who knew what people. So how long is this show? When did you start your show?
It's like a month old. We do like every, you know, I think we have like 4 episodes or something.
Oh, do you do it? Is it just live or is it YouTube or?
We film with the Laugh Factory and then we like cut it up and put it on TikTok, and then people on TikTok roast us.
Oh, I see how that goes. Everything I do goes on YouTube, and let's see how that happens. Okay. Oh, YouTube, you're such a friend of mine. Oh. All right. The Judgernaut is mutating. What? No, they got 8 arms and they roll twice as fast. Wow, that's really fast. So we're up to our next contestant. I want to give a big welcome to Nikki Fuchs, everybody. Woo! Woo!
Hey, I'm Nikki, and I don't know if you can see, but this haircut is called the Peter Pan sexual. Or in some cases, I don't know, maybe you had a bad year, aka the tasteful mental breakdown. I used to have really long hair, and it was very hard for my family to come to terms with chopping it all off. So when my dad saw me for the first time without all of my hair, he was just like, oh my God, you look like me when I was 7. I was like, Dad, I'm not trying to be a young man. I'm just trying to be a Peter Pan. Oh. That's really stupid. I'm a scientist. I don't really have anything funny to say about it other than what did the male scientist say to the female scientist?
What?
No.
Nothing. He actually just interrupted her.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm a pretty organized person. Instead of like meal prepping for the work week ahead, I'll actually just pre-roll all my joints for the work week ahead. I'll label them like Monday through Friday, but smoke all of them Sunday. I don't get those like late night texts, you know, those hey, what you doing like late night texts anymore. Now I just get, what are you doing with your life text from my dad? It's actually really helping me like figure out my red flags for dating. I determined that I only have 3 red flags now. The first one is blue eyes. The second one is blonde hair. And the third one is swastika tattoo. Like I will literally date anybody but you. Anyone. And also just like a PSA for all you history buffs, or if you don't know, but the swastika flag is a literal red flag. No. I feel like we should really have like therapist Lyft drivers, you know? Cause like I'm already paying you, so why don't you give me some goddamn advice, right? Like instead of Lyft, it would be called Uplift. I think it's really rude that the word men is in the word menstruation. Y'all take credit for everything, even our periods, you know? Like, what is that? What is that? That word men, it really does insert itself into a lot of words, right? Like, women. Like, we literally can't even get our own word. Men takes up more of the women than the women part of that word. Like, how insane. Management. You guys, that word has man and men in it. Like, what the fuck? Mental illness. You guys can keep that one. Just have it, you know? I think it's really cool that there's over 100 women in the House of Reps, right? That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel like it's not really good enough. You know, it's not really good enough. I feel like we need 400 women in there. And I feel like we can get there, you know, and when we do, we're going to actually stop using, like, we're not going to call it the House of Representatives. We're going to call it the Fempire. And in the Fempire, when the Fempire happens, we're going to stop using the word cock blocking, okay? And we're going to start using the word clitorference. So, brace yourselves. All right, I'm Nikki Fuchs. Thanks so much.
Let's all give it up
Yeah,
a big
Nikki.
applause for Nikki Fuchs, everyone. And Nikki, where can we find you on social media?
You guys can find me on Instagram. My handle is NFEWKS. And that's also for Twitter and Stereo app.
Stereo app. What's that?
It's like a podcasting app, basically, with like live commentary. Like people can send live messages. I have a podcast there every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time called Unsolicited, where we roast dick pics.
So that's what is that, like a 12-hour show then? What?
It's only 1 hour. We have to be very structured with our time. So because you know, we could just go off the rails.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would almost be like a marathon show. And we're still on day 356. I'm going on to the next year.
Right?
Oh my god. So funny. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, look. You know, the Judgernaut did not waste any time tonight. So I know who's first, second, and third place. And I want to give all these comedians, let's give them a big round of applause, everybody. They did such a great job tonight. They were awesome. And this is just for fun. But the winner does get to be on my Saturday show, This Justin News Comedy Club, on a future date. So they will talk to me after the show and we'll get that set up. All right. And feedback, according to Judgernaut, will be available by tomorrow. So if you want that feedback, message me and I'll get that to you. Okay? Sweet. So, Joker Ace for the night, a bombing run is Jessica Misra. I just said your name. How's that one work for you? I'm sorry. Congrats, Jessica. You won tonight. Hit me up after the show and we'll get you set up on a date and time, okay?
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it, everyone.
Second place tonight. And I felt it was pretty close. I think it was a good showing. Nikki Fuchs, everybody. She came in second. Yay! Oh, that was awesome, Nikki. Thank you. And you know what? Talk to me after the show. We'll see what's going on. And third place is Tyler. Tyler, oh my gosh, you came in. He was sick last week. He was so sick he couldn't make it, but he showed up tonight. He put in a valiant effort, and I think I'm gonna go over and help him coach his kids. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And help him do that. But you know what, Tyler? You did a great job tonight, and thank you for being part of the show. Oh, that was so much fun. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Nikki, and thank you, Jessica. You guys were awesome. And I want to thank one more time, Judgernaut. Thank you for being part of the show. You're awesome. And my Sargent for helping run this crazy game show that we do every Friday night. This was an amazing show, and stay tuned next week. I already have 3 comics lined up for it. So, for everybody here, this has been an oddly funny production. Good night, everybody.
This has been an oddly funny production.